Hey, everybody. Let's play the waiting game. Wait for some people to get here. Two people? Hit the like button, guys. Anybody want to talk yet? Oh. Thank you, Miss Campurong. I didn't even see you put that in there. That text you sent me, too, that's wild. How would we know that for sure, though? Because, who is that person? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Come on, guys. Let's talk about Trump. There's a total of two people here. Oh, shit. I hope this doesn't take long. I got shit to do tonight. I want to go out with my fucking wife. I don't want to be doing this. Where are they? Come on, people. We're not getting nobody. Three people now. Hit the like button if anybody wants to talk. Hop in the chat. Otherwise, it's going to take a while. Trump is really threatening Republicans, man. He does not want them voting for the Epstein files to get released. I wonder why that is. Why would a guy be against the Epstein files being released? Why would a guy who is best friends with Jeffrey Epstein for 10 years be worried about the Epstein files being released? I can't come to a conclusion on that one. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I have a guess, but I don't know the answer. I wonder why a guy who is accused of R-wording a girl with Jeffrey Epstein is worried about the Epstein files coming out. How could it be? Pope Leo is being exposed for what? For what? Pope Leo? All right. They're all predators. Christus, Communista, you could say that, but we know of one right now. That's who we know of. We know of Donald Trump. We don't know much else about anybody else who's in the Epstein files because Trump is making sure they don't get released. I know one thing, though. 214 Democrats want them released. Their names are on that discharge petition. So, and the Republicans are helping Trump cover it up. So if let's just say there's people from both parties, I'd have to say the majority are probably on the right. You look like you got hidden emails yourself. That's actually kind of funny. Why did I think it said Pope Leo, not Trump? I was wondering the same thing. I don't know. Where did you see that, bro? Prove what? What am I supposed to prove? Pablo is in a cult? What am I supposed to prove? You want me to prove that Trump supporters are brainwashed? I could do that. War, what's going on, bro? Must have been the next video. Yeah. It must have been Christus. When you said that, I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? But I get some real lunatics in here who just come in speaking gibberish and shit. So I never know. You know what I mean? Guys, where's your proof of what? That's all you're saying is, where's your proof? Where's your proof of what? What do you want proof of? I give you proof on things. No problem. Things I can provide proof for. Yeah. I don't need to prove you wrong. We're winning. POTUS Trump. Where we go one, we go all. Oh my God, he's a QAnon guy. You believe this horse shit? Yeah. You guys are winning, even though the Democrats fucking swept those elections the other night, right? Guys are doing great. Wait for some people to get here. Shut up, fatty. The proof is how MAGA behaves. That's right. That's right. Trump defrauded American contractors in the 90s. They ignore it. Oh, yeah, they don't give a shit. They don't care. If he would have killed the contractors, they wouldn't care. Epstein list. Well, Trump is in the Epstein files. We don't know about an Epstein list yet. Although Pam Bondi said it was on her desk, and then she told Trump his name is all over the files. So he's in the files, and we know that for a fact. And not for anything good, because if it was good stuff, like you guys try to claim, he was an FBI informant, he worked with Epstein's victim's lawyer to give information on Epstein. If it was good shit like that that made Trump look like a hero, oh my God, that shit would have been released fucking months ago, if not years ago. If you think the left and right are opposed, describe gerrymandering and how it benefits the voter. It doesn't necessarily benefit the voter, but I don't understand how you could say they're not opposed. Bunch of blood and soil Nazis. Yeah. Okay, you're an idiot because everywhere Democrats won, it was already blue. No, you're an idiot, Stacey Johnson, because that's not true. They flipped seats in Mississippi. Okay, so the Republicans no longer have a super majority. They flipped red seats. Judges, there's certain judges that were elected to what were, red seats, so to speak. And a lot of counties that the Democrats didn't win shifted towards Democrats. In other words, it was a good bit of a Democrats as opposed to usual. So, yeah, it wasn't just the blue states and blue cities, Stacy. I know that's what they like to tell you, but it's not true. Grocery prices are up. Yes. What you going to do when emails do nothing and Dems foil all the way up to 2028? Like Dems just held us hostage for 40 days with a financial gun and get none. A win. Some mayoral elections keep failing. Jesus Christ. Talk about a long, convoluted, incoherent, rambling statement. Let me see. Hold on, let me read that. What do you got to do with emails? The emails do nothing. We'll see. I mean, let me ask you this: why does Trump want them hidden so bad? Why is he trying to keep them private? If there's nothing to worry about, why is that? Tell me that. How do you know he's in the files for a fact? Because Pam Bondi told him in May he's in the files. Plus these emails and all this other stuff. It would be a literal impossibility for him to not be in the files. He was the guy's best friend for years. He was Epstein's best friend for years. Trump inherited his money, but they ignore it. Oh, they think he's a brilliant businessman. Yeah. All Democrats are in the files. Trump is there. All Democrats are in the files. Trump is there. Why are the Democrats pushing to get the Epstein files released on Trump? How come 218 Democrats signed that discharge this petition and only 4 Republicans? They have the exact same goals. They both want to destroy your ability to voice your opinion via voting. I don't know. I mean, there's one side that tries to do voter suppression and stuff. One side. So I don't know. Brother, please stop. The first thing Republicans done the day the government opened was put a bill to release Epstein files, and Democrats voted no and shut it down. If Trump was on it, they vote. Wow. That is completely and totally made up. That's American, or that's amazing American police cams. That you literally just made all of that up, or you are so misinformed, it's insane. Do you know that a lot of the reason the government was shut down was Mike Johnson didn't want a vote forced by the Democrats to release the Epstein files, and they had a discharge petition with 214 Democrats, and at the time, or 213 Democrats and 4 Republicans. And Mike Johnson didn't want to swear in Adelita Grijalva because she would have been the 218th signature, and then they'd be able to force a vote on the Epstein files. You know that it's the Democrats trying to release the files and not the Republicans, right? That is amazing. You hear that? It's like he just made that up on the spot, like he was freestyling. MAGA, is there anything specific that Trump could do to lose your support? Great question, Dolce Daddy. Let's see. They just released 30,000 Epstein emails. Bald fiber? What does that mean? Bald? Did they? Like just now, you mean? Breaking the Compound Act is non-impeachable with its own prescribed penalty. Okay. Trump was mad about losing to Biden. Oh, of course, he still is. He still talks about it. He lies and says he won that election. I've never seen a group of people so addicted and obsessed by a president. It's like a girl crush on a boy band. It is truly, truly. Don't spam the chat, guys. I'm just going to block you. It is truly, truly disturbing. What the Republicans did was try to put it up for an anonymous vote, a vote that requires 100% of Congress and hides who says no. Yeah, no, I don't think they did. Trump beat Biden. Do the math. In 2020? Yeah, I've done it. You're saying that Trump beat Biden. How do you figure? Tell me how. Are you talking about Thomas Massey, American Police Cams, the guy that is basically responsible for the discharge petition? If that's what you're talking about, that's what I mean. There's literally 214 Democrat signatures and 4 Republican signatures. It was on Fox last night, he said. You realize Fox News is the most fraudulent news network in the world, right? Like you can't believe anything they say. It was on Fox last night and said it. Wow. Then it actually has to be bullshit. Trump gave Bill Clinton a blowjob. LOL, it's in the emails. That's what Epstein said. Republicans wanted an anonymous vote to release the Epstein files. That's what the Democrats voted no on. Did Democrats vote no on an anonymous vote to release the Epstein files? Yeah, no, there's nothing like that. Let's see. Democrats block GOP efforts to fast-track vote on Epstein files. Yeah, right. This is Fox News, by the way, or New York Post. So Democrats, let me see. Files to keep issue alive longer. Democrats block GOP efforts to fast-track vote on Epstein files to keep longer. Republicans charge. House Democrats prevented a quick vote on legislation that would require the Justice Department to release all its files on sex predator Jeffrey Epstein, apparently hoping to keep the controversy in the spotlight longer, the GOP has alleged. Yeah, so you're saying they wanted a secret vote so none of the Republicans could be on record voting no against releasing the Epstein files, right? You do know that the discharge petition is there to force a vote on the Epstein files, and then they'll be able to get Republicans and Democrats votes on it, and they'll be public and they'll be on their record forever. So that's why they did this, to try to avoid that, because that's what, Republicans are real worried about. There's going to be a lot of Senate Republicans that are going to vote yes on this because this is going to stay on their record long after Trump is gone. So that's what you're talking about. I think I heard about this. Yeah. The GOP failed with Rep. Steve Womack, a Republican Arkansas, the senior GOP in charge of the House floor, explaining the chair is constrained not to entertain the request unless cleared by the bipartisan floor and committee relationships. I tried to get the Epstein files bill straight to the floor, cut out all this nonsense, and the Democrats blocked it. Oddly enough, Bert Chet, grumbled after his effort failed. This is politics. It has nothing to do with what's right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they've only been blocking it since June, the release of the Epstein files, but now they're trying to get it out there. Mike Kramer, tell me what it says that proves that Trump did nothing wrong. Go ahead. Dems want the votes public. Yeah, of course they do. Yeah, they ain't going to let Republicans get away with that shit. Being able to vote anonymously against the release of the Epstein files? No. Even Speaker Johnson is going to put forth a bill to release all the Epstein files, and they say that Democrats will vote no next week. American police cams, you got to stop listening to Fox News. Speaker Johnson literally kept Congress shut down since June. Well, since August, technically, but they shut it down in June, too, or early for a while, because Democrats were trying to force a vote on the release of the Epstein files. That's why he waited an unprecedented amount of time, 50 fucking days to swear in Adelita Grijalva after she got elected, because she's going to be the 218th signature. So, American police cams, let me tell you something. They tell you this shit. Fox tells you this stuff. That's even you said it was Fox, because they know the Republicans are covering up the files. Okay, everybody knows that at this point. I don't see how even a Trump supporter could deny it. So when they tell you horse shit like that, little stuff like this, they didn't tell you the context, did you? They didn't tell you that they were trying to do this quick and anonymous so those Republicans couldn't be put on record voting against the release of the Epstein files. No. So they're going to tell you anything it takes to make you believe Republicans actually want these files released, when in the meantime, the Department of Justice could release them today if Donald Trump tells them to. Today, right now. Voted for affordability and it got worse. Stupid MAGA. Yeah, it did. Burchett of Tennessee has been telling this lie about the vote. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I was able to criticize Obama and criticize Biden, even though I voted for them, but MAGA will never criticize Trump. That's why I say they're brainwashed. Yeah, to this day. People I voted for, I could tell you shit they did wrong. But Trump, there is nothing they will say, guys, that he's done wrong. You can't, even when you give them straight up facts about like the economy and stuff, they ain't hearing it. They don't want to hear it. You know, they live in their own little bubble, and you don't even want any information that they're not, looking for, that they're not, satisfied by, because it's all cognitive bias. All they want to do is, find information that or confirmation bias, I should say, that confirms their beliefs. So it doesn't matter if Fox is lying to them, as long as Fox is saying what they want to hear. Do something better with your time. As opposed to doing my job, I shouldn't do my job. Okay. Democrats did not block it. They couldn't. Yeah, of course not. It's bullshit. Trump loves Bubba. That is crazy. No, Pablo's in a cult. That's that's very gay of you to ask me such a question. But Grindr crashes every time anywhere Republicans hold a big event. So what does that tell you? Trump testified against Epstein. Get a clue, loser. It's amazing that you guys really don't know anything. Sergeant Woodchipper, haven't you been here before when we've explained this? Trump in no way, shape, or form ever testified against Epstein or worked as an informant against him. He also never went to the FBI or any type of law enforcement about Jeffrey Epstein. It's literally just some bullshit you heard from some asshole who's lying to you. It was New York Post, dopey, not New York Times. Do you get tired of making a fool out of yourself? I literally said the New York Times, which is more of a right-wing rag, if anything. I said it was the New York Post, which is a right-wing rag, if anything. So, I mean, he literally just changed my words and said New York Times is a liberal democratic media, LMFAO, but you like when they fit your narratives. Yeah, it was the New York Post. That's exactly what I fucking read that from. That's why I laughed and said, the New York Post, because it might as well be Fox News. And I feel the Democrats releasing the Epstein files were their way of trying to sway the vote so that the shutdown continued. No. This started long before the shutdown. The Democrats didn't want the government shut down. They just wanted those ACA subsidies extended, which would have helped 24 million people keep their health insurance that they're now going to lose. So they didn't want the government shut down. And they started trying to force this vote in June, right after Republicans came out and said, there is no Epstein list, even though a couple of months before, Pam Bondi said it's on my desk as we speak. MAGA hates immigrants and trans people more than they hate pedos, rapists, and criminals. Oh, yeah. And Trump had less than a year to ruin the country and the economy, and that's what he did. They're never going to release the Epstein files. Well, if Trump has something to do with it, they won't. And he's the guy, so we'll see. He'll make sure they don't get released. But doesn't that tell you something? Doesn't it? All of your TDS is based off lies. Strange how Trump was lauded by minorities before challenged the entrenched political elite. He was especially considered a friend to Black Americans. Josh, you're an idiot. You mean because some rappers shouted him out in songs because he's just like a symbol of American capitalism and greed, just like a lot of rappers are? I mean, are you for real? Believe me, if you're from New York in the 80s, 90s, you know Trump's a racist. Everybody knew Trump's a racist. Everybody. The guy got sued by the Justice Department, by Nixon's Justice Department, for refusing to rent apartments to Black people. He was not lauded by minorities, you dipshit. Let's see. Let me get down here. Guys, hit the like button and subscribe, please. I do need some subscribers and some likes. And if you'd like to throw a super chat in the mix and then you get your comment read, that would be awesome too. Or Cash App, PayPal, Venmo is in the chat. I do have to start making money off these streams or I won't be able to do them any longer. The government shutdown wanted the government shut down and voted to keep it shut down. The government shutdown wanted the government shut down and voted to keep it shut down. Well said, just me. Johnson can't dodge it anymore. Nope. If you have to add subsidies to a health insurance policy, then the health insurance policy is not working. You're a fucking idiot, Derek James. It's affordable. It's the Affordable Care Act. You know, it's a federally sponsored thing. That's kind of how it works. You know, so those ACA subsidies keep premiums down. And now they're going to like quadruple on people and they're going to lose their fucking health insurance. So, you know, the left are victims of political psyop. Oh, yeah, us. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys think Trump ruined the economy, you're fucking morons. Well, the unemployment rate is up. He's creating much, much fewer jobs than fucking Biden did. To be exact, Biden was creating about 180,000 a month every single month, even after the revisions. And Trump has created 500,000 in 10 months. Okay. So inflation is up. Grocery prices are up. Utilities are up. The tariffs are raising prices on every fucking thing. Yeah. So there you go. Clean up 12 million illegal immigrants coming into the country, and 8 years of fucking liared policy takes a while. 8 years? You do know that Trump was in office from 2017 to 2021, right? So, and Biden was only in office for 4 years. Oh my God, fuck that show. I can't stand him. Brian Shapiro. Oh my God. I don't care if I agree with him on some stuff or not. I cannot stand his voice. I can't deal with that guy. Dolce Daddy, exactly. Obama and Biden both had the Epstein files completely unrelated for years and never said a word. Why so desperate to get them out now? How do you know they had them? Because, you know, the Justice Department is... Oh, it's you again, Mercenary. Oh, God. We go over this every time, bro. How do you know that Biden and Obama had them? Tell me how. Show me the proof. If Democrats are guilty of PDF stuff, do you want them locked up? Oh, fucking course. Anybody. I don't give a fuck if it's Obama, Biden, Kamala Harris, fucking Bill Clinton, all of them. Lock them under the fucking prison. I'm against pedophiles. I'm not just against Republican pedophiles, you sick fuck. Holy shit. That's what the email says. Trump blew Bubba. Yeah. It doesn't matter, Derek James. It makes no difference because right now at this date and time, the Democrats are trying desperately to get them released and the Republicans are trying desperately to cover them up. So my question to you would be, why isn't Trump releasing them? Now, better than Biden's first year. It's good. At least you're being honest and you added first year because the first year was COVID. Okay. And when Trump left office, we couldn't even get toilet paper, paper towels. There was no food on the shelves. Remember? The unemployment rate was 14% and he left office with 2.5 million less jobs than he entered office with, which is pretty much unheard of, except for Herbert Hoover. Okay. So Joe Biden had to pick up from there. And then we had the fastest recovery of economic recovery of any country in the world. They gave him awards. Who gave him awards? Lying fuck black people? No, they didn't. Central Park 5. Yeah. This fucking guy took out a full page ad in the New York Times advocating for the death penalty for the Central Park 5, even though they were fucking innocent. Just because they were minority kids. Bet you do need subs. Every YouTube channel needs subs. Yeah, of course. Give me some source on that Nixon thing. Look it up. Nixon's Justice Department sued Donald Trump for not renting to black people. Just look it up. It's everywhere. It's like, again, that's like just asking for a source on like basic American history. Was Trump sued for not renting apartments to black people? Yes, in 1973, Donald Trump and his father, Fred Trump, were sued by the U.S. Department of Justice, DOJ, for systematically discriminating against black people in their apartment rental policies. The case was settled by a consent decree in 1975 with no admission of guilt. So it was settled. They didn't continue to fight it, Trump and Fred, because they knew they had an investigation. They were sending black people into, because a black guy went there. And they told him they didn't have an apartment. And somehow, I don't know if he found out that some white guy went in. I don't know. But what they did is they were sending black people into these Trump buildings asking for apartments. And they were telling the black people, we don't have any vacant apartments. Sorry, there's no apartments for rent. And then they'd send a white person in after that. And the white person, all of a sudden, they had apartments for the white guy. It was also in the lawsuit that what Donald Trump would do with his building managers, he trained them. If a black person applies for an apartment, to put a little C for colored in the corner of the application so they don't rent to them. So, yeah, sorry about that fact. Popcorn Biscuits, $5. You see this email about Donnie Decline and Billy Clinton. Vladdy has the photos. MAGA loves it. Yeah, about Donald Trump blowing Clinton. Yeah, and the email about how Don, even back then, years and years, that was like 2017 or something, wasn't it? Donald Trump having dementia. Yeah. You liberals are the most vile people in America, full of such hatred for the country. Oh, yeah. It's not you guys that badmouth the country all the time. It's us, right? The people that just want everybody to have, an equal opportunity, at least at some sort of American dream, I guess, if you want to call it that. And the people who fight for other people's rights, like Democrats, liberals, whatever you want to call them, they fight for gay rights, for trans rights, for DEI, so minorities can get jobs, stuff like that. But the party that still flies the Confederate flag has gotten rid of DEI because they want to make it as difficult as possible for minorities to get jobs, and is literally endorsed by the Klan and every white supremacist group. They're not the racists, right? They're not the vile people. They're not the ones that hate everybody. The ones that hate trans people, hate fucking gay people, hate black people, Muslims, Mexicans, everybody, Puerto Ricans, all of them. They're not the party of hate. No. Okay, tell me what I'm wrong about, Maria. You seem like a New York refugee. How's Florida treating you? Thanks for voting blue and destroying New York and bouncing. Well, I haven't lived in New York since I was a kid. And I'm not in Florida, but I wish I was. The files were sealed by a federal judge. No, they weren't. That was the grand jury testimony, and it's sealed because Ghislaine Maxwell's case was on appeal. Okay? That was not the Epstein files. That was grand jury testimony. That's it. Prove that Biden had the Epstein files. Prove it. Exactly. He ran on releasing the files, Trump. Yep. Yeah, I'm sorry, boy. Yeah, right. Maybe we'll meet each other in person one day. We could find out. Damn, I'm way behind. Holy shit. 610 people. Guys, please hit the like button and subscribe. I keep forgetting to remind people. Hit the like and subscribe. It's incredibly important. Please, please, please. And if you can, send a super chat. Your comment will get read. It'll be a contribution to the show. Or you could use Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. That's pinned in the chat. Thank you very much. Yeah, 600 people. Yep. 669 now. Mamdani derangement syndrome. Oh, I know. That I'm glad you said that, G-Child, because that's exactly what they have. That's exactly what they have. Big, beautiful Bill Clinton. All right. I guess that's funny. I don't know. The KKK was sounded by the Democrat Party. Look it up. Haram, when you say stuff like that, do you think you have information nobody else has? Like that's just something only you know? The Democrats of slavery are the Republicans of today. I'm not even going to try to explain the big switch to you because your tiny little brain couldn't possibly handle it. It would be overwhelmed by the information. Trump's sucking bill is so fucking hot. That's creepy. No. BBC has got liberals so brainwashed. I know I was one of you. Do your research. Start watching podcasters instead of hate spewing news. I'm 62, voted Dem most of my life. Well, I literally never watched the BBC, ever. I don't watch CNN. I don't watch MSNBC. I don't watch Fox News. I don't watch OAN. I don't watch any network news, period. And literally all I listen to, Andrea, is podcasters, except I fact check them. You listen to like Ben Shapiro and Benny Johnson, and you just buy whatever they say, hook, line, and sinker. No matter who I'm listening to, if I don't know what they're saying already, if I don't already know it to be a fact, I'll research it to see. I listen to independent journalists only. Actually, the KKK was founded by the Republicans, which became Democrats, and the Democrats became Republicans. They switched sides because of their views, dummy. I personally, I don't care who founded the KKK. I know who's for it and who's against it now. Fuckface. You know what I mean? And I don't even know if what you're saying is right. I don't study the history of the KKK. It's not an interest or subject I'm interested in. It kind of makes me sick. That's why Harris always laughs so much. She thought everyone was stupid as her. Oh, she was stupid? And you guys, you're so funny. You're like, I'd rather fucking elect a rapist than a woman with a funny laugh. You're so fucking dumb. Kamala is 1,000 times more educated than Trump. She's brilliant compared to Trump. There was never a party switch, except for the fact that there was a party switch. You're right. Yep. My social security number? How about I give you my address instead? 1313 Mockingbird Lane. You can't explain what the pointy. Okay, what can I explain? How come 50 Cent and very wealthy people left New York the day after he was elected? Well, you can't leave New York the day after somebody's elected because you'd have to sell your home and stuff like that. Did they leave like on vacation, you mean? Because 50 Cent didn't leave New York because of Mamdani. This is some more fucking propaganda you're being fed. He didn't run on releasing the files. He said personally he wouldn't have a problem releasing them. He said he would declassify. He did. No, he didn't. He didn't declassify. It was never classified to begin with. What do you mean he declassified? And he never, he did, I'm sorry, absolutely run on releasing the files. He can't dictate what the FBI releases. Biden did have them fact. Oh, but Biden could dictate what the FBI releases. The Department of Justice has the files. Kash Patel and Dan Bongino themselves said that. And they could release them whenever they want. Trump just has to say the word and they get released. Guys, hit the like button and subscribe. Very, very important. I got to build some subs here so I could keep doing these shows and we could start doing debates and all that. There was no switch. That is a myth. No, there was a switch. All right, just tell me this, Susan Marie. Tell me this, guys. What party flies the Confederate flag today? What party supports Confederate statues when another party is trying to tear those statues down? We're talking about statues of people that wanted slavery, like Robert E. Lee. What party is for the Confederacy today? And what party is against it? Go ahead, tell me. Go ahead, I'll wait. Yeah, you couldn't debate me. You're right. You stand no chance. Come on, guys, hit the like and subscribe, please. Very, very important. Democrats, they fly the Confederate flag, and they want the statues of slave people that were for slavery, like Robert E. Lee, that fought to keep slavery in place. It's Democrats. It's not Republicans. Okay. Confederate leaders were all Democrats, dear. Don't call me dear. It's creepy. That's number one. Number two, we're talking about now because there was a switch. You understand? Which part? Think about what I'm saying, global warming fraud. I want you, oh God, your name. Listen very carefully. The Democrats were for slavery back then, right? Okay. Right now, that symbol of slavery, that Confederate flag, who flies that? What governors have tried to keep that flag in front of the state capitol buildings in their states? Republicans or Democrats? Who is tearing down? I'll answer for you. That's Republicans, okay? Democrats are trying to tear down statues of slave owners and people like Robert E. Lee that fought against America to keep slavery in place, and Republicans are fighting to keep them up. Matter of fact, I'm sure they've put some of them back up since Trump's been in office. 992 people. Everybody, please hit the like and subscribe. It's very, very important. You have no idea how important it is. And please send a super chat or hit up the Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo in the chat. So why is that, global warning fraud? Why is that? Somebody said the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party flies the Confederate flag. Were the party, see, you guys, you're being honest without realizing it. You're saying were, keyword were. Now the party of the KKK is the Republicans. There was not a party switch. Let me let Steve Bannon explain this to you real quick. My little cartoon Bannon. Listen closely. He's going to explain the big switch to you, okay?
It's pretty simple to explain. Basically, when Nixon was discovered having committed Watergate, people thought the Republican Party was washed up. But a clever staffer on in Nixon's White House came up with an idea for how to get more new Republican voters to replace all the people that were turned off by the corruption that had just been exposed, and perhaps save the party. His name was Lee Atwater. And he said, I know where there's all kinds of disgruntled white people. All you got to do is appeal to them over their anger about the end of Jim Crow and about school desegregation and about the Civil Rights Act. And these are the words that you'll say to kind of trigger them. Then we call these the racist dog whistles. And you will send a message to them that they are welcome in the Republican Party. And starting in the mid-'70s to the mid-'80s, there was a massive change in voter registration from Democrat to Republican on the part of all these racists and lowlifes and ignorant people. At the same time, Trump started to have political ambitions. Now, it turns out Trump has an IQ of about 73. He barely functions as an adult. If it were not for the fact that his father gave him a lot of money, he wouldn't be able to function as an adult. Trump has less money now than he would have had if he'd just taken the money he got from his father and put it in an index fund in the stock market and just let it sit. But he's gradually played around with it all these years and lost it in all his lawsuits and so forth, and his 6 bankruptcies, and he has dissipated a fortune over his lifetime. Now, he's had the Russians for the last 20 years to bail him out, but ordinary people cannot be as dumb as Trump and still function. But Trump came out onto the public stage and started talking boldly like he wanted to do things politically and help the people of America. And he speaks like a third grader because that's what somebody with an IQ of 73 talks like, even if they're an adult. Linguists have analyzed his speech and they've made it plain. He speaks English at a third grade level. This energized dumb people because for the first time they could understand a presidential candidate.
Okay, I'm not going to play the whole thing. He explained the big switch to you. And Dan, Dara, whatever, 199, thank you for the super chat. History less on research the party switch. Oh, I've done it thoroughly. And Are you telling them? I hope you're telling them. Yeah, because I've done it thoroughly, and there's a party switch. He just explained it to you. The Southern racist voters they changed their registration, their voter registration from Democrat to Republican, and they started voting for Republicans. And that's why today the Republican Party is the party of racism. 1,078 people in the chat, guys. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. It would mean a lot to me, whether you agree with me or not. And please send a super chat or a Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal to help support the show. Thank you, guys. Damn, I can't even get to the fucking bottom here. Holy shit. I can't even imagine how many comments are in here right now. You are correct. Thank you, Steve. Yes. Yeah, with the 1913 Tariff Act and all that. Yeah. I liked it, and I don't agree. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that, D-Rock. Russia-Ukraine war not ended on day one. Nope, that's something Trump promised. Didn't happen. Lies. Johnson said, I'm going to have these N-words voting for Democrats for the next 200 years. You're an idiot. How am I an idiot? What does one thing have to do with the other? Again, I mean, you just explained it. In a way. I mean, I don't understand. I don't even know what to say to that. But what happened. It was a big switch. The parties switched, or the voter bases changed, whatever you want to say, and then the politicians followed along. So that's why today, most Republican politicians, you got people like Kennedy who are like, they talk like fucking Beverly Hillbillies, like what's his fucking name? That cartoon character, Yosemite Sam. You got all these fucking rednecks from these southern states that are Republican senators and congressmen and, presidents too throughout history. And Democrats are generally the opposite, Why would the party of racism have people like Ilhan Omar and AOC part of Congress? Why is that? That wasn't Steve. You're a genius, American Muscle 69. It wasn't Steve. Democrats are Nazis. Sure they are. And you sound like Scarface. I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or not. People kept voting the same, dummy. No, they didn't. Okay, Greg Bet, then are the Democrats the party trying to keep Confederate statues up? Or is it the Democrats that are trying to do that, or the Republicans? Just answer that one question and you've answered your question. That's it. Which party is for and which party is against the Confederate flag? That's it. That's all you got to do is ask. Ask yourself that question. They changed the color for the purpose of getting blacks on their side. If you listen to my friend Steve there, what he explained is that after Watergate and all that shit, they thought the Republican Party was washed up. So they basically came up with a plan to appeal to Southern racist voters so they can pull those voters from the Democratic Party over to the Republican Party. So they put out these dog whistles and messages letting, these white Southern racists know you're welcome in the Republican Party. Okay. And that's why in the 80s, like my friend Steve said, voter registration, they started changing from Republicans or from Democrats to Republicans. You understand? North and South. Yeah. Confederate statues, just like Chris Columbus statues, are a part of history. That has nothing to do with it. And by the way, Chris Columbus, sure, I got no problem with that statue being up. But Robert E. Lee, why don't we just have a fucking statue of Hitler up? Robert E. Lee was an enemy of the U.S., fought against the United States in order to try to keep slavery in place. And that's what the Republicans fight for to this day, to keep statues of him up, and Democrats tear them down. So does that not answer your question? Why are obsessed with the Civil War? I'm not. They keep bringing it up, dickhead, not me. You're okay with Christopher Columbus? I don't care about statues of him being up. No, I'm not bothered by it. I'm not a liberal, guys. I know you might think I am. I'm not. Who raises the Islam flag? Ha, ha, ha. Y'all are crazy. Okay, there you go. You just proved me right. That would be Democrats, right? Wouldn't be Republicans because they're the party of racism. Who tore statues of Abraham Lincoln? Nobody. That didn't happen. That's just something you've heard. Why would anybody tear down a statue of Abraham Lincoln? And if anybody did, it would be the Republicans. The KKK developed into the NRA. Who does the NRA support? Very good point, JGB. Guys, hit the like button and subscribe. It's very, very important. That's how I keep the channel going. And don't be afraid to send a super chat. Get your comment read. And you contribute to the show at the same time. What the fuck, man? I know there's some classy, some classy people in this chat that want to contribute since they're being entertained, right? My Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo information are also in the chat. I'll get you a history major, which is African-American, will teach you the truth about Jim Crow, the Democratic Party, and how they established. Oh, God. Yeah, we just went over this, Robert. Yeah. We know about the Democrats of back then, and we know that they are the Republicans of today. Okay. You're conflating all Democrats back in the day like they were all racist, like an idiot, because some went to Republican because they weren't racist means nothing, and there's no proof to a switch. Yes, there is. Most statues of Confederate leaders were erected in the 60s during the Civil Rights movement. They are not historical. Yeah, and exactly. But my point is, who's trying to tear them down? I know you know that. But Robert E. Lee didn't own any slaves. Go back and hear me. Check where I said Robert E. Lee is a slave owner. I didn't. I said he fought to keep slavery in place. He was an enemy of the U.S. And you guys, people that are from Brooklyn, want statues of Robert E. Lee up, and they say it's my heritage. How's it your heritage? What do you mean? You're not even in the fucking South. So, and it's which governors fought to keep the Confederate flag in front of the state capitals? Might have just been one. Mississippi's governors who adopted the flag into the state flag and later removed it after public pressure. Mississippi, I wonder who they vote for. Oh, Republicans. Trump, yeah. Let's see. Governors who have also fought to keep the flag include George Wallace of Alabama, who raised the flag in 1963, while some governors opposed removing the flag. Others, like Nikki Haley of South Carolina, initially supported keeping it before reversing their position. So, there you go. Republicans, okay? Sorry to break your heart. And by the way, you could get your history major or whatever. Ask them, what was I going to say? It slipped my mind now. It'll come to me. You're so closed-minded. No, I'm not. I'm just somebody who researches and learns things. And I'm actually very open-minded. Genocide and slavery today? Is that right? It's not the Republicans that want to fund Israel more and more and support them in committing an actual genocide that are for genocide. It's the Democrats who want that to stop because they don't want people in Gaza being slaughtered and all that. Gotcha. It's amazing how you just completely reversed reality and came up with your own narrative. That's brilliant. You're talented. You want to debate me, fuckface? So one person wanted the Confederate flag in one state. Did you hear one state, or did I mention a couple? Then that's not the point, Royal Jelly. The point is, who were they that wanted them in front of the state capitals? Who were they? Were they Democrats or Republicans? What was Nikki Haley? What was Nikki Haley? What is Nikki Haley? Is she a Republican? And she wanted to keep the Confederate flag. My point is, there was a big switch. Democrats only care about illegal immigrants for the cheap slave labor. No, that's not true. Immigrants actually contribute to our economy in a lot of ways, and you'd be paying $12 for a gallon of milk if it wasn't for illegals. So you went straight to insult. Yeah, because I'm not being insulted left and right in the chat. You're right. I'm just a mean guy who's just insulting people for no reason. Well, again, liberals wouldn't want a statue of Lincoln torn down, so I don't know who would have done that. You sure they didn't get torn down in a riot and not torn down because of what they were, Paul Moser? Trump supporters, leave this chat. Don't give this guy any airtime. Don't give him the ability to make money off of rage baiting. Too late. Robert E. Lee fought for the South because that was where he was a Southern person and was actually was asked by the president. That was a Republican who started the KKK, the Southern Democrats. Yeah. So why would we keep a statue up of him? Why? You leftists even exist, won't even exist by 2030. Is that right? I'll tell you what, man, those leftists did a hell of a job in those elections a week or so ago. The funding the Dems wanted in the $1 trillion included $26 billion for Israel. I'd have to check that out to even know if that's true. If it was a Democrat shutdown, then why would they keep voting no? If it was a Democrat shutdown, then why would they keep voting no and then get mad from 8 Democrats for voting yes on opening the government? LMFAO, it had nothing to do with the Epstein files. That's very, if it was a Democrat shutdown, then why would they keep voting no? Oh, and then get mad at 8 Democrats for voting yes? I don't understand. You're saying if it was a Democrat shutdown. Do you mean if it wasn't a Democrat shutdown? What are you fucking talking about, bro? It's not a Democrat shutdown. It's called a fucking negotiation. Do you know how these things work? Do you think the Republicans or one side just gets to say, here's what we're going to put in this bill, and you're going to vote for it, whether you like it or not, or you're shutting the government down? No, that's not how it fucking works. The Democrats get to make demands too. Now, American police cams, let me tell you exactly what happened, and you could fact check me. When the Democrats voted no, okay, and the government was shut down, Mike Johnson told House Republicans, do not come back to D.C. and negotiate with Democrats under any circumstances. So who shut down the government then? If he was telling Republicans, don't negotiate with Democrats, which is exactly what you'd have to do if you want to get those Democrats to vote. See? I didn't say in Brooklyn. I said I've talked to people like that are Trump supporters that don't even realize, what those Confederate statues mean, and they actually bitch. And some of them I've actually heard say it's their heritage because people don't understand it's not their heritage. Basically what they just mean is it's a symbol of racism and they're racist. She is a Democrat, Nikki Haley? Wow. Do you just make this stuff up, guys, or do you lie and expect people to believe you? What is it? Nikki Haley is an independent fool. Sure she is. Michael Hensley. What up, bro? How you doing? Immigrants are needed to win elections. Immigrants, not illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants can't vote under any circumstances. Yeah, that's what they try to do. Sure. It's not like, the majority of welfare doesn't go to white people or something, because it does. There's more white recipients, welfare recipients than there are black, of course, because the black people only make up 13% of the population. So why are they doing it for the white people too then? I don't get it. A skinhead that has absolutely no clue. Yeah, you're right. Anybody who has a shaved head is a skinhead. They're not just, bald or anything. Yeah, I'm a skinhead. Yep. Great value from name brand isn't cheaper groceries. Oh, what? Did somebody bring that up? Somebody bring up how Trump keeps lying and saying a Thanksgiving dinner is cheaper now than it was last year, when in reality, it's 25% cheaper based only on the fact that it was 22 items last year. This year it's 15 items, and they went from premium brands to a great value brand, which is just less expensive in general. Yeah, Travis Murphy, they don't know. You think Republicans shut down the government? I know they did. Republicans were in charge, and all they would have had to have done was negotiate with Democrats, but they wanted the government shut down, so they didn't have to swear in Adelita Grijalva and get the 218th signature on the discharge petition and get one step closer to releasing the Epstein files. The fact that you guys don't know that, I actually worry about you and your level of intelligence. Seriously. Democrats and Republic. Wait, I missed it. Democrats support illegals. Okay. And Republicans support Nazis. How you like me now? Red states, highest crime rates in the country. Yeah, red states have the highest rate of violent crime in the entire country. That's a fact. They're also the least educated, poorest states in America. That's a fact. Guys, hit the like button and subscribe, please. I'm still receiving Biden 2020 absentee ballots in the mail, and I live in northern Canada. Obviously, you're being funny. Let me see. You know what's funny about that? Trump's against mail-in ballots and all that. You know he voted by mail in the 2022 midterms? Oh, yeah. Mail-in ballot. That's how Trump voted. Yeah. This guy's just mad he has to pay for his health care now, and the working class isn't paying for him. I make a very good living. I've never had insurance through the ACA. I've never gotten food stamps, no kind of assistance. Even if I wanted to, me and my wife make way too much money for anything like that. Blue cities and red states, get it right. Do whatever you got to do to twist it. Whatever you got to do to twist it. But the majority of SNAP benefits, disproportionately, federal funding for SNAP and stuff. Let me say that a different way. There's a disproportionate amount of funding for SNAP, the SNAP program and stuff like that, to rural areas in red states, not the blue cities. Okay. Because again, the majority of people on welfare are white. And I'll tell you this again, the red states in this country, the red states that voted for Trump are, in fact, the least educated, poorest states in this country. So they need welfare. That's why they vote for Trump too, because they're poorly educated. They don't know anything. They're dumb. Okay, so you can blame it on the blue cities all you want, but how come the states with the biggest blue cities don't have the highest violent crime rates? Tell me that, Mary B. How come the red states with those blue cities have the highest rates of violent crime, even though the biggest, bluest cities are in blue states? Go ahead, explain that one away. You're an idiot. Y-O-U-R. No, you're illiterate. You demon rats. God, you're so gay. How about Republicans or retardlicans? I'm not in third grade, so I'll just call them Republicans. You demon rats never cared about legal Americans. You only care about political power. You use viruses and shutdowns for political blame to gain. You voted, whatever that means. You gerrymander even California further. Oh, okay. So, let me ask you something. If Democrats never cared about legal Americans, why is pretty much every social safety net program and everything created by Democrats? Like literally Medicaid, Medicare, SNAP, all that stuff, Social Security, all these things. Why is this all unemployment, the 40-hour work week? These are all things that are Democrat policies. So what do you mean they don't care about Americans? And gerrymander California? Bro, listen. You do know that Donald Trump went to Greg Abbott and said, get me 5 more seats in Texas. So when Texas committed to gerrymandering in their state, Gavin Newsom said, well, fuck that. We're going to do it in California. So way to blame California and completely leave out Texas, even though Gavin Newsom said, if Texas doesn't do it, I won't do it. And all the cities with the highest crimes are all blue. Just because they are in all red states doesn't mean anything. The bad parts are in blue areas in those red states, idiot. Not necessarily, you stupid bitch. Don't call me fucking names, you cunt. Okay? Or I'll do what I'm about to do right now and block the living shit out of you. These bitches and their attitudes, I swear to God. You're on here just like the other demon-crats. So who is brainwashed? What does that mean? You're on here too, fuckface. You're in my chat. What does that mean? Which party gets more government assistance, Democrats or Republicans? There's actually no way of knowing that. There's no way of knowing that. Although, again, Republican states get a disproportionate amount. Like, for example, there's more SNAP recipients in California than anywhere else. It's also the largest population. Okay. It's 40 million people, largest population of any state in the country. But if you go by per capita, like state size and population, red states receive a disproportionate amount of funding for SNAP and welfare and things like that because there's so many poor people who need it. Okay. So look up what are the poorest states in America. Go ahead. Where's my boy? I just saw him. Where's he at? Grower, not shower. Blue cities and red states, Birmingham, Alabama. Blue city is one of the most dangerous cities in America. Democrat run. Grower, not shower. You can twist it any way you want. How come states with the biggest blue cities like California and New York don't have the highest rates of violent crime, but the red states with cities like you just mentioned do have the highest rates of violent crime? How are you going to blame it on the blue cities when the biggest blue cities don't do that to blue states? How? Tell me how. Dems love promising free shit. That's how they buy votes. I mean, you could say that if you want, but does Donald Trump not do that? I mean, are you guys still waiting on your $5,000 Doge check or your $2,000 tariff rebate? Say what you want, but a lot of that stuff today, you guys all enjoy. You just don't even realize what democratic policies have done for this country, you know? Thank you, Jay and Curtis. I appreciate that. Please like and subscribe, everybody. And if you can, well, I'm about to end it anyway. Yeah, like the video, dummies. Yeah, I think this guy likes Trump. You would be wrong. Illegals, that's why. Sure. Travis Murphy. Oh, anytime you want. Anytime you want. We'll do it. We'll have a good time. Cities that are overwhelmingly Democrat receive the most federal money. I'll say it again. Red states receive a disproportionate amount based on the state size and the population size. I don't know if you understand that, but maybe you'll look it up after the show. For the love of Christ fucking sake. Because, you know, you do know, I mean, that as far as just straight population, the biggest cities and stuff, they have the most people, right? So again, look up disproportionate amount of funding for red states, for SNAP or whatever. The poor states grow our food. How about California? How much food do they grow? Is it just the poor states, really? The poor states wouldn't survive without the blue states, okay? The richest states. Because just California and New York pretty much support the rest of the fucking country. I mean, California has the 4th largest GDP in the world, and red states are taker states, not donor states. So they give more, or they take more money from the federal government than they put in, whereas blue states put in more money, put more money into the federal government than they take out. So there is a lot more red states, yes. All right, guys, listen, I got to go because me and my wife have plans. I'd love to stay on, but thank you guys for being here. I really hope you hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow.